In this video, I'm going to show you how you can implement heat maps in soccer, and more specifically how you can layer heat maps to get a better view of your analysis. So heat maps are unique in that they are both the tagging panel and the output panel. Here's my tagging heat map here, but I'm going to show you how I got to this point. So I'm going to bring a chart button down, double click it, and I'm going to change the chart type to heat map. Now on this first page, I'm going to decide what the x-axis name is going to be. Now I'm going to do shots in my example. These are going to be the titles of the columns in the sorter, but also the names of the groups that you'll see in the matrix. And I'll come back to these filters soon. On this last tab where we've got this paintbrush, I'm actually going to double click in this no selection area, and I'm going to put an image into this area. So I'm going to select a filled soccer football field. What I mean by filled is that this is not a transparent image, so all the space between the lines is actually filled in. So I'm going to select that, and then here's my field. Now you'll see that the dots there look a little bit funny, and that's because we have not yet set the map size. So the map size is going to create the grid on our heat map. So I'm just going to do what I did in this first one, which is 35 and 30, so 35 and 30. Now on this first tab, this is where we can select what we see. This is where we can get really particular with our view. Now I could put here, for example, code filter, and that means it's going to look for the coordinates in whatever value name I put here, which is the name of the row in my timeline. So for example here, I could put the name of the team and then shots where these coordinates exist. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go code ID filter and put team. Why I've done that is because I have a button here with a button ID of team, as you can see on this gray bar at the bottom. So it's going to be looking for the coordinates where the button ID equals team, and hence this name here. So that's how I got my tagging panel. Now I'm just going to use the one I have up here to tag a couple of shots. So I'm going to go into label mode, and I've tagged all the shots in this row except for the last two. So I'm going to go to the end here and then click tab. And then let's tag these two shots. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So that shot was here. Tab to go into this last one. Fast forward to the end of this clip where the shot occurs. Oh, and it was a goal. So I'm going to put that one around here. So here is my heat map. Now if I want to divvy up these heat map plots per shot result, so off target shots, on target shots, and goals, and to have them colored in per those results, here's what we need to do. So I'm going to take my heat map here, and I'm going to copy and paste it down, and I'm just going to rename it something else. I'm going to rename it output, just so it's not confusing. What I'm then going to do is go back to this image selection. Instead of that filled in image, I'm actually going to pick a transparent image. So that means between all the lines here, we've got nothing at all. It's a transparent vector image. So I'm going to select that, and you kind of see that here in this preview window, that it's all gray between those black lines. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to come back to my filter type. So it's looking for it in the coordinates. It's looking for the coordinates in the row that equals this team's name, plus the dash and the shots. So I'm then going to select a label filter, and here I'm going to put the name of the shot result. So for example, in Y-Scouts tagging, I know that they call it off-target shot, just shot. So here are all the off-target shots. I can then come back to our colors. Instead of black, I'm going to put red. So that's what I made in my key here. I'm going to make an off-target shot red. And because this is a transparent image, I'm going to copy and paste this. And on this next one, I'm going to make this orange. Instead of looking for shot, I'm going to make it look for shot on goal, which is, I know, Y-Scout's language for an on-target shot, and you'll see those points now show up. I'm going to do one more. And for this one, I'm going to put, instead of shot on goal, I'm just going to put goal, and I'm going to change the color to green, per my key there. So there are my two green goals. So now I've got three heat maps layered on top of each other, and they're color coded per the result. Now the problem is that if I go into report mode and I try and click any of these points, no video will show up. And that's because it's a transparent image. Yet if I do that up here on this more filled in image, I can click on these dots and the video will pop up. So if I want the video to pop up down below on this output window, what I can do is I can copy this top one again, right click it, make sure that it's moved to the front, put it on top of my heat map here, double click it, and make sure that the transparency or the opacity is 0. So now that this heat map is layered on top, I can still see all the color-coded spots beneath it, but then in report mode, I can click these dots and get the video. Now I can right-click this and go to the other team and see their exact heat map as well, along with the video associated to it.